Western States, UTMB, Hard Rock. When people think of trail running, these are the races that come to mind. Legendary courses, brutal distances, iconic finishes. In just the past few years, the Western States Lottery has grown by over 60%. Demand for races like Hard Rock and UTMB has exploded. But what's behind the obsession with 100-mile races?
That comes from the media we give it.
Is a 100-mile race truly more difficult or more impressive than a faster, shorter race?
Any race can be hard. 50-meter race can be hard if you want to be great at it. If you're trying to be great at something, it's going to be hard.
Today, we go beyond the 100-mile mindset.
When it comes to UTMB week, when we have the 50K, the 100K, and 100-miler, a lot of times people are, kind of downplay the smaller distances, including me. I was like the first to do it and questioning, is it worth doing it? Like all the attention's on UTMB. People say it's just a 50K when they're comparing it to 100 miles, but that doesn't make it any easier. It's interesting, we don't seem to do this in track, like, oh, you're just doing the 5K compared to the 10K. No one says that. If anything, it's a little reverse, like the sprints and the mile are a little more glamorized than the distance events.
There is a lot of attention on 100-mile races. It's like there's a feeling in the room, but it's like on social media. The feed is just saturated with trail runner posts and ITRA and Ultra, and everyone is focusing heavily on these races.
Don't think just because the media is focused on one particular genre of running in that mountain space that that's the hardest thing and that's what you should try to go for. It's like, it's hard to perfect a 5K in the mountains. It's hard to perfect a 10K. So just try to perfect being great at, for you, whatever greatness is for you, try to approach that.
A career-defining moment for trail runners at this point in time is a win at Western States or a win at UTMB 100. Athletes doing well at these 100-mile races, those are the athletes who are seem to be getting like significant contracts. When I had raced Lake Sonoma 50-miler, I got a golden ticket to Western States and I didn't accept it right away. I went home, I think I was given like 1 week to decide, and I had so many people in that community reaching out to me, telling me that like I had to accept it, and they're like, you just gotta do it. And so I reluctantly took it because I just felt this enormous pressure. I didn't really understand it fully until after the event, because I had gotten so much publicity with people contacting me for sponsorships or interviews, podcasts, all of these different things, whereas like I had just gotten third at way too cool 50K that year and had none of that.
Go!
I like running fast. I've been drawn to shorter distance trail races since the beginning. Just coming out of college, cross country, 5, 10K type of distances. So that's kind of what I liked, and that's where I went with trail. And then since then, I've learned there's a lot more out there, all the way up to 250-mile races, but I kind of have stuck to the shorter distances, mainly because I feel it's very competitive.
I'm attracted to the shorter, or I guess mid-distance ultra races, because I feel like I can actually race them. 50 miles for me is that cutoff to where I have to be more strategic about my race plan, and I'm not really focused on the competitive side, and I'm really focused on, making sure I'm fueling and hydrating well and sticking to my race plan and my effort.
I think what the sub-ultra world, what I've really liked about it is I've always loved the close dynamic of racing and that stress of it being a tough race all the way to the end. It's all about your will and how well you can push and grit it out, and it's high octane and just high energy all the way from start to finish. If you're focusing on extremely long races, 20+ hour races, you're going to have a hard time attracting diversity, because it's already a very niche sport in itself, just mountain running. 10K in the mountains or 5K in the mountains. So you start to focus on something that seems so extreme. It's like people are just putting up a wall. They're not even going to pay attention to it because it just looks ridiculous.
I think shorter trail races could get more visibility and recognition simply by doing the same thing we're doing for ultras. The live streaming, the publicity, putting more emphasis on shorter distance trail running can really help the sport grow, because it's just a smaller barrier to entry for anyone trying to get into the sport. I think right now anyone thinks trail running, they think 100 miles, and that's not very enticing to many people, I don't think.
If you're trying to elevate the trail running sport, then it just makes sense to create equal opportunity for media presence and coverage at these other races.
There's a lot more planning and logistics that go into planning for an ultra marathon and money that you're gonna need. Whereas if I'm new to the sport, or maybe I don't have the money to have multiple pairs of shoes and nutrition to go do a 100-mile race, you know, that is a very difficult situation for many people. Whereas if you're giving me a race where I could just sign up and just, you know, for 30 bucks go do a trail race, that's more accessible, it's easier logistically. You'll be able to draw more people in that way.